I go to the Bible to find answers, and thank you for the good questions we have before us today. Question number 1. Can a person die, go to heaven, and then return to earth? I hold in my hand a copy of a book that has been on the New York bestseller list for weeks. When this copy was printed, 1 million of them were in circulation, and since then more millions have gone out to the public. It's the story of a little boy, not quite 4 years of age, who experienced wonderful things in heaven while the doctors fought for his life with a ruptured appendix. Can a person die and go to heaven and return to earth? Yes. A person can visit heaven and return to earth. 2 Corinthians chapter 12 is clear about that. St. Paul said, I knew a man, whether in the body or out of the body I cannot tell, who ascended into the third heaven and saw things that it's impossible for humans to talk about. This little book says heaven is for real, and I have no reason to doubt the validity of the story of this little boy. In fact, Revelation chapter 1 tells me that John, the disciple, had a preview of heaven, and chapter 4 verse 1 says that he ascended to heaven and then gave us a description of some of the things he saw. Question number 2. Why do some change Holy Catholic Church to Holy Christian Church? The person sending me this question included some leaflets from the church that is attended, and of course the Apostles' Creed talks about the Holy Catholic Church, and others of us talk about the Holy Christian Church. The reason we change that is to avoid confusion. The word Catholic means universal, and so in the true sense of the word, I am a Catholic because I'm a member of the body of Christ, the redeemed, whose names are written in heaven. You see, over the centuries, the word Catholic, which means universal, has changed its meaning because it's been taken over by one denomination. And so, to avoid confusion, and only for that reason, many people use the word Christian or universal when they quote the Apostles' Creed. Now, question number 3. Did Jesus descend into hell, or did he join the thief in paradise, as he promised to do in Luke chapter 23, verse 43? Well, here again, we need to go back and try to understand the meaning of the words that are used. The word Sheol in Hebrew is a general term to describe the world of departed spirits, whether of the lost or of the saved. 1 Peter chapter 3 says that Jesus went and preached to spirits in prison. Now, of course, he was not in prison. He was not a part of that judged generation from Noah's time, but he went there and proclaimed his cross to that group of people. I believe that Jesus did exactly what he said he would do. He told the thief on the cross, today you shall be with me in paradise, and I believe that that is exactly what happened that day. The thief, saved by the grace of God, miraculous experience, was the first one to accompany Christ to paradise. Thank you so much for these good questions. I trust the answers have been helpful. If you have a question you'd like me to use on The Bible Has the Answer, please write it out, send it to me. I'll be pleased to hear from you, and I'll get to your question on the air just as quickly as I can. And when you write, all the address you need is simply Faith to Live By, Box 426, Winnipeg, Manitoba, and the code is R3C2H6. The quartet now, the grand old hymn, It Is Well With My Soul.